Up next on the Elevated Podcast.
Listen, I sense that there are some who are like me who have made so many career decisions based off of going after the highest dollar amount or salary that we could get. And what it has done, it has caused you to hop from job to job, business to business, ministry to ministry, and still chasing after something that when we are properly aligned with God and self, will start chasing you. So let me ask you this question. If you had no financial limitations or restrictions on your time and had all the flexibility that you wanted or needed, what would you be doing with your life? Think about it. What's good, Elevation Nation, and welcome to the Elevated Podcast, where we provide personal development coaching to emerging leaders so that they can go after their inner tugging, right? Their it. I am your performance coach and host, Christian. Now, let's go. Listen, this segment is one that you want to be fully engaged in. So if you don't have 45 minutes right now to be laser focused on what we're about to go into and where we're about to go, pause this and come back to it when you can be totally engaged. Listen, we are about to go through an area of coaching where it's going to take you to a higher level so that you can operate from being the true you. And let me help you out with this. Coaching, from my perspective, is not about me telling you what to do. It's not about giving you what to do so that you can operate from your highest form and so forth and so on. What it's really about is you truly have the answer already within self, that God lives within you according to Genesis 1, and we are made in the image and likeness of God. So there's already some things there. So what coaching does from my perspective is allows you to remove the distractions and the things that will put us in and keep us from hearing clearly God and aligning ourselves to moving forward from that perspective and that way. So let's jump in. I want us to have that mindset. Listen, you might want to have a pen and paper with you, have your iPad, whatever you may need, so that when you receive these downloads, these times, we're going to pause throughout this. We're going to get some reflection time throughout this. This may be something that you've never experienced before in this type of setting, and especially in this time now. But believe me that we are about to go higher. Matter of fact, you can put that in the comment section. I am about to go higher. I'm about to be properly aligned. I'm about to realign. Some of us need some realigning right now. We are about to be realigned and operate from a place because we're realizing that God is calling us to a higher place to operate from our true selves. And there's so many things in culture, so many things out there that has distracted us or has put the carrot before us, and we've been operating from a place. And we got to realign ourselves. So go with me for this process. Go with me as we move forward. All right, it's time for us to get aligned first spiritually before we go ahead and jump in. So let's get ready to get into the flow. All right, I would like to quote a scripture first before we move super deep into this. All right. So listen with me. Get to a place where you're relaxed, right? Get to a place where you don't have the area of being tensed, that you're sitting flat foot, that you're sitting up tall or comfortable, whatever's working, for you at this time and place where you are. All right. And I want you to listen to these words that I'm about to say. Just listen to them. Matter of fact, you can close your eyes now if you desire to, but here it goes, right? Be still and know I am God. Be still and know I am God. Look, be that area of being from who you were created to be, from God within you, around you, amongst you, is all around, right? Life source, whatever. Listen. You got to come from the area to realize and recognize that a part of being, from our being, not we're human beings, not human doings, right? But being still in that place. There's a place of stillness, a place of rest, a place of revelation, that if we are right there where you are, if you're able to just close your eyes and be still. And the other part is knowing It's an area from within where you realize that I'm connected to God, that I'm connected in a way that I'm supposed to operate. And there's nothing that can hinder that process. That's not about anything that's external right now, but looking within and being still and knowing intimacy, knowing that place, knowing that posture. I am the part I am in Exodus. God refers to himself as his name as the I am God. So look in that area of God, of Yahweh. When we breathe in, look, Yah. Way. Come on, somebody. Look. Yeah. Way. That's breathing in and out. In him we live. In him we breathe. In him we have power and we have all those things. So now, look, if you haven't already, go with me, close your eyes because we're about to do some breath work. We're about to take some deep breaths. So go there with me right now. And I want you to close your eyes where you are and take a deep inhalation through your nose with me. Come on, look. And hold it. And then release it out your mouth. Come on, somebody. We're going to do that again. In through your nose. Hold it. Out through your mouth. Yeah, relax. Just if there's any tension in this last one we're going to go ahead and do, just let that out. When you breathe in life, breathe in love, breathe in a power, breathe in healing, breathe in joy, breathe in all those, breathe it in with me. Hold it. Come on, out. Negativity out, frustration out, all the things that can hinder us, the things that we got to do next. Look, just release all those things. They're out. All right, come on, somebody. So now we're at that place. We're aligned. We're present in his presence. Come on, we are present in the presence of God. Where you can say, I feel relaxed. You can type that. You can say it out your mouth. But now I'm going to ask you this question again. And I want you to go there with me, right? If you had no financial limitations or restrictions on your time and had all the flexibility that you wanted and or needed, what would you do with your life? It's not about an area where it's what you feel like you're supposed to do or what people told you should do or what. I love reading. I love preaching and teaching. I love all the things, and they're needed for us to unfold at this level. But I'm believing that we're going to go from the area of milk to an area of solid food, so to speak, where we're going to hear from God for ourselves. In this area of coaching, of reflecting, now you're going to take this time to ask yourself, to look at those things, to strip the things away. Look, visualize it. See yourself. Look, I'm right now in a place where it's not no concern of finances at all. I'm not chasing the dollar. I'm not chasing the bag. I'm not doing any of those things. Right now, where I am, I'm sitting from a posture in place where I'm asking myself, look, if I had all the flexibility all the time, look, all that stuff, sit there now. I'm going to give you some quiet reflection time for you to actually sit with that, reflect on that, think that thing through, right? Remove all the barriers, sit, reflect in this time and just hear from God within. Take some notes, all right? Look, if you need more time, you can always pause this and continue to process, continue to really think those things through. To be perfectly honest with you, as I've gone through this situation before, part of my personal story and testimony, if you guys have even watched the area where I shared about my frustration, I came to a place in time where I felt like I was just a people pleaser, and that's where a place where I had just wanted to do what I felt like I was externally validated to do. So if people felt like, hey man, you should be a pastor, or hey, you should do this, or you should do that, so you should do all these other things, and you should deal with this, and their validation let me know that it was something that I could do, and I would build myself around these things. I've started so many businesses, ministry endeavors, and different things like that based off of some word, something else that was out external validation. Like it might have started from a concept within, but I used just the area of external validation to move in that direction. And what had happened was it took me to a place where I would be satisfied temporarily, right? Because it's an area where the compliments stop, or the following stopped, or any negative comments or anything like that. Then it's a place where I would need that validation to continue to move forward. But I didn't sit with self. I didn't sit with God within. Luke talks about the kingdom of God is within us. Oh, come on, somebody. I didn't sit with self to really be like, all right, what is it that you're saying to me, God? And what happens is, so every summer, my wife and I, Lanisha and I, as well as the kids, we take about a month. Well, we take the summer off, but we take a month off where it's just family meditation. It's fun. It's doing those things. And during that time, I really sat with the heart, mind, and burden that hit me about emerging leaders, how I had seen like through years, and that from my perspective, that emerging leaders, especially the bros, right? We've been at that point in place of operating in creatives where we were misunderstood, or tried to be shoved into a box, or to operate in this particular way, but we weren't able to really unfold and develop. And it hit my heart and mind that there are other leaders. And I always say, let me be the microphone for those with the microphone stand. And I wanted to coach and help people, but I didn't just want to tell them what to do. I realized that when God created you, when God created us as creatives, that there's vision inside of us. And in order to move forward in that, I want to provide a place for us to go ahead and think. Romans 12 talks about, be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind. So I began to look at the text, look at the Bible, even from the area of mindset, and looking at every story of how it's to help my mind grow. And I started to see some powerful things even in Genesis. The greatest coach of all is God. And God started to coach by asking questions. Adam, who told you you were naked? Where are you? And that's where we're in a place right now where we are. So when you're reflected, hopefully and prayerfully by now, you started to write some things down. Some of you have had dreams from a child, dreams from when you were young in the area of this and so forth and so on. Then you went through college and you realize, okay, I'm in college now, I'm coming out, I got my degree and I'm doing this thing. And you realize I may be making great money, or I may be doing this and I may be doing that, but it's really not the thing within my inner tugging. We call it the inner tugging from within. I feel like I'm not there yet. I'm kind of halfway in there. So listen, now that you've had that time to reflect from that question, I want you to say that thing out loud, or write it out. Write it down, or even put it in a chat if you're comfortable with that. But it's important for that area of accountability for you to open your mouth up now and begin to say, like, if with removing all financial limitations, I have all the flexibility in the world. What would that mean for you? I'm going to say it for me, right? What would I be spending my life doing? I would be empowering, coaching, emerging leaders to go after their to identify their it, and to thrive in that through the area of personal development. That's what I would be doing, right? That's what, it doesn't matter about how much money it came in or didn't. I'm doing this right now, right? At a heart, just to pour into you. It's not about the dollar amount right now and getting from that. And there's nothing wrong with money. Trust me, I appreciate it. I believe in wealth, walking it. We're operating from that place, but we gotta just believe this, stripped all those things aside, not chase those things, and really say that out loud. So you said it, I say it, I said it as well, and we're gonna go ahead and move on within that, right? So we're gonna go deeper in that. Here we go. All right. So here's the next question. What would you do to make a positive impact for kingdom advancement on the earth? So you went from the area of, all right, remove the restrictions, removing this, removing that. Some of you, I would travel. Some of you, that's great, that's fine. But let's go deeper. Not just the things where I would go, what's in your tugging in your heart and mind? What would you do for kingdom impact? What would it be? What is sometimes for some of you, it's the frustration. Sometimes it's the thing that you're passion. I tell people I'm not angry, I'm passionate, right? It's the area of the passion within. And maybe hopefully you can feel my passion right now to realize that I'm in my inner tugging and praying that this is a positive impact for kingdom advancement here on earth. Beloved, it don't even matter what walk of life you are right now, watching this or listening to this, that you're realizing that I've been created to make a positive impact. And I've been created to do better. And if nothing else, let's start at the posture of love and how we express love. How are we expressing love? How are we expressing God in the earth realm? What would it be doing? And maybe they're the same thing for you. But take the time out now, a positive impact for kingdom advancement. For kingdom advancement, Christian, what are you talking about? That kingdom, the place where God rules and reigns, that's what I'm talking about. The rule of God within you, around you, amongst you, wherever you're doing, whether you're in ministry, business, leading from a different place, it doesn't matter. But what would you be doing to go ahead and have that impact, that positive impact on earth? All right. We're going to take some time now to reflect, and you can go ahead and write those things down, put that in the comment section as well, but make sure that you're saying it out loud. All right. So let's do that. Again, if you need more time to reflect, feel free to pause this episode. But right now, I want you to say that out loud. Write it down. Put it in the chat. If you're comfortable, let's encourage one another. This is time. Listen, there are some things right now. I sense it. There are some things awakening within you right now, because there are some things of the past that kind of was like, oh, you can't do this because you don't have enough money, or you can't do this because you're not this, or you don't have the degree, or you don't have all these things, or this person said this over you. No. Let's open this up. Let's go to that place, that childlike faith where, when you see the kids and they can do anything, right? And we put that fear in them. We put that doubt in them. We're going to remove all that. Listen, if you were with us looking at the area of last week, we already know it's about going into our comfort zone. So what is that flow? What is that place, that tugging, that heart, that mindset? What are you seeing out there that you're like, listen, this hit my heart, my mind. I sense that you, God, leading me in that area, and I want to be fully committed to that. That's the thing that I'm writing down. That's the thing that I'm saying out loud. That's the thing that I'm continuing to go ahead and put in the area of the chat that I'm going to commit to. Come on, we're going deeper in this. Come on, I feel you. I sense this thing, that this is about to shift some things for us. We're identifying it. We're saying it. We're writing the vision, making it plain. It's time to go there, beloved. Let's knock this out the park. Come on, somebody, write that thing down. Put it in the comment section, because we're about to go even deeper. Somebody type deeper. Somebody say deeper. Come on, because now I want to know, you've been able to identify, right? In the area of that passion, right? Of what it is that you feel like you're compelled to be doing, and what you would do without those restrictions. Listen, I'm gonna tell you that those restrictions, they're not there anymore. Oh, what are you talking about, Christian? Nothing changed. Oh, it did. Your mindset. So it's not about the area. Listen, God is a God of abundance. There's lack is connected to mentality. It's the mindset of lack. So we're getting rid of that. How quick can you do that? You can make a decision to come from that area and begin to operate from that place, knowing that as I'm operating in my inner tugging, as I'm operating in my passion, you may call it your purpose, you may call it your assignment, whatever the case may be. We are all expressions of God in the earth realm, all right? That's that assignment of expression of God. The question is, how do you want to express God in the earth realm, right? So that's where we are and be seeing. So now that you see it, now that you sensed it, and you're writing it down, you wrote it down, written it down, excuse me. Now it's time to move forward with that and be real with yourself. All right, we're going deeper. You type deeper, put deeper out there. Say deeper. All right, or Let's elevate it, right? Let's go higher, deeper and higher, like a tree. It goes deep and it goes high. Come on, somebody. Planted by the rivers of water. Whatsoever we should do shall prosper. And I prophetically declare that to you even now, that as we're moving forward, that things are shifting and aligning. And you've been waiting for this divine moment right here. Are you ready for this question? You can type or say yes out loud. You ready? All right, now. So, if you had to put a percentage on it, how much of your life right now, are you spending doing that thing that was revealed to you? If you was to put a percentage on it, all right, you're just like, look, man, look, yeah, I really feel like I'm called, I'm passionate about this, or this is my inner tugging, and I'm supposed to be helping young people. I'm supposed to be helping this. I'm supposed to be doing it, whatever the case may be. I'm supposed to start this business. I'm supposed to be dealing with this. Yes, I feel like I'm only doing it for 25%. Okay, be real with that. Put that out there in the comment section. Write it down in your notes. Say it out loud. You see this pattern? We're writing these things. We're saying them. We're making ourselves accountable by putting it in the comment section. You may say 50%. You may say 60, 70. It doesn't matter. Put it down. It's no judgment whatsoever. All right. Take some time to think about that and go ahead and put that out there. All right. You know by now. You get it. It's time to go ahead and to write it down. It's time to you've already reflected. You can speak it out loud and say what that means to you. And again, if you need opportunity, you need some more time, then feel free to go ahead and just pause this so that you can get what you need. Because, excuse me, we're not going anywhere. All right. That's good. That's good. So now that you wrote it down, that you said those things, it's time for us to go a little bit deeper and higher within that and elevate it. And so I would challenge you on this to consider this, that if you did not say about 75% or above, then I want to ask you, why aren't you spending majority of your time, majority of your life doing that thing? All right. I'm gonna give you the time to reflect on it, but let's go a little bit deeper to get with our mindset pertaining to that. Right. What were those barriers? What are those things for you? Some of you say, listen, it's the business concept. Well, I don't have an investor, but God has it all. And if we align ourselves, we're fully committed to it. We allow God and his universe to align some things and put some things together on behalf. We are a living witness to that. We've had soap businesses. We've had, I don't know, Lanisha, you can help me out with all the other stuff that Can knows she's talking about. We do coaching. Lanisha has her own expanding brands. We've done so many things. Some of you have followed us. Some of you have been with us during that. We've had nonprofit organizations. We focused on marriages. We focused on infidelity. We focused on business. We focused on leaders. We've done all these things as a part of our unfolding and dealing with that. And we both have degrees and have operated in one way. Lanisha had an accounting degree, but she's dealing with her own business pertaining to that, right? My degree kind of still aligns with what I'm doing. But the point is, we have these things that we're doing, and we both went out there full time in our careers. Great jobs, blessed. A lot of people had fun, learned a whole lot, but both felt like that 9-to-5 life was not for us. So then we started to position ourselves to go ahead and do some things. So what is it? We identified, look, we're going to remove the area of finances. We had to realize that we had to move out on faith, step out on faith. Now there is a thin line between faith and foolishness. And we have the t-shirt to prove that as well. So we got to have some wisdom and some insight to do our due diligence. But as we're operating and realizing what those things are, it's important from that coaching perspective is to identify what the hindrance is, but to focus on the area of the solution or make the decision to move forward so that we are truly operating from a place of abundance, right? Matter of fact, as of now, this day forward, I don't want you to even think from an area of lack or what you can or can't afford. What I want us to do is really sit from a posture and a place to actually say things like it's good, better, and it's awesome. Like whatever it is, like all things, scripture talks about all things are working together for my good. And so right now, that's the minimum where it is. Well, how's it? It's good. It's good. Good. It's good. I'm great. It's awesome. Like put those things out there. I know you may naturally feel some things that you might not feel the best, or you might feel like these things are taking place, but you are not your feelings. You are not your thoughts. You have your thoughts, you have feelings, and we're going higher, and we're going deeper, and we're growing. And listen, if you're at that place and you're like, look, 75% or less. Listen. I'm at that place where I need to identify what it is that needs to be done. I'm going to focus on the area of the solutions. What needs to be done for me to operate this way? For some of you, it is going to be a job change. I'm not saying to go leave your job today. No, you got to have some processing, some praying, get some counsel, some coaching, map out that plan, map out those goals, do what needs to be. For some of you, it actually is right now what you need to go ahead and do. You pray within that, within God. That's why I say it's the area of alignment. Hear what God is saying to you to move forward in that, right? For some of you, maybe you've been in business and it's not to have your own business or your own ministry. Maybe it's an area where you are actually needing to go back into corporate and lead from that area and that place. Whatever it may be open right now. This is a time and season. It's just open doors. We're in an open flow, receiving and hearing from God. But whatever that is, and be open to how that it might be multifaceted. That's what I'm looking for. It might be multifaceted, meaning there's seasons at times where Lanisha is full time in her business. That she does everything operates from her area of business. I at this current moment of this recording have a part-time aspect where I serve as a coach in the area of leading, and then I also operate from my own business, so forth and so on. But I am in the area of realigning those things that everything flows from one thing as well. But within that, whatever it look, just be open to it. For some of you, it's like I have ministry arm here. I believe in multiple streams of influence and income, right? And so whatever that looks like for you in a season, don't judge it. It has to just be this way. Allow it to unfold and develop, because truth be told, there's some things I still needed to learn from corporate or nonprofit or having a boss to go ahead and report to, or a manager, or whatever the case may be. And then there's some areas where I needed to go ahead and lean in and lead a different way. And for some of you, if you're like Lanisha and I, it's the area where I'm identifying that I have my own business. I have the ministry within that. It's all one and operate from the area of oneness. And God is leading in the area where I'll be coaching and contracting and leading. So I love that, because there's no limitations whatsoever, that I can go ahead in the corporate realm if I need to. The ministry realm can operate from my business and move forward. Whatever it is, like put yourself in that position, put yourself in that place to realize, spend time. What do you need to go ahead and do to align yourself so that you can be doing that thing? And you got to reflect on this, and you might need a little bit longer for this one, and then come back here and not and write those things out, speak them out there, and you're gonna have to even align yourself to a different way and commit. What good is it to go through all this, hear from God within, get the clarity, identify your itch, and then be at a point in place where we're not willing to do what we need to do in order for us to get what we see and what is birthing within us? Woo! Goodness gracious, come on, somebody. All right, I'm gonna give you your time to go ahead and reflect. You know it. Say it out loud, write it down, put it in the chat. All right? Put it in the chat. Right? What is really hindering me from going all out for this inner tugging of me being the true me? That's where we are right now. All right. I feel a flow right now, man. So if you want to go with me during this time, some things are shifting. I feel some things are aligning right now. I just want to begin to speak some things out there over your heart, over your mind, that you have the mind of Christ, that you're operating from a higher level of Christ consciousness, that you're the head and not the tail, you are above only, not beneath, that you are operating in from your trueness, from you are stripping yourself from things that are lower than you, that you are able to align yourself. You're removing things that no longer work for you, that you're taking those things off, that the armor of Saul has worked for the time that it has, and that's been great. But right now is the season and time for you to identify your smooth stones. It's time for you to identify what your slingshot is. It's time for you to go ahead and operate from your true you, right? And you're realizing what that means, that that's not an exterior or external validation. It's sitting with God within. It's meditating. It's praying. It's hearing that. It's realizing what these hindrances are and being able to move those things out the way. And so I'm just declaring and decreeing, I'm prophesying, I'm speaking over your life that at this moment, at this time, that things are shifting right now because your mindset is shifting and aligning. And so we're going to even apply things like Philippians 4. We're looking at that area of the mindset and focusing on things that are pure, righteous, look good, great, awesome, magnificent. Come on, man. And then we're going to see that, and you sense that peace. And as that peace is going forward, we're at that posture in that place where we're going to start to get that insight. Listen, beloved, that there's going to be some thank you, Lord. Thank you, Holy Spirit. There is some actual refreshing in your time of rest, in your time of reflection. So that's needed to be added to some of you, where you're sitting from that place and saying, look, I'm sitting with this. I need to do more of these moments. I need to commit to this on a monthly basis, that when these things go up, they help me to align myself, to coach, to reflect, to hear, to write the vision, to make it plain, to align myself. Like, I need to be fully committed to that, because this is the revelation that I needed. For some of us, we are so busy moving, shaking, grinding, doing those things that we're not taking the time of rest. And I'm here to tell you that it's in that rest where that revelation, that reflection, that power, that restoration can take time, and it can be so wonderful and powerful. So what are those hindrances? We identify those things. You said, all right, we're going to spend a whole lot of time identifying those things. We said them out loud. We did what we had to do. We put it in the chat. But what is it? So listen, I want to ask you this question. This is the question I really want you to think about. And it's really, really, really important. Somebody type, this is really important, in the comment. Say it out your mouth. This is really important, Christian. I don't know what's really important. Just trust me on this one, right? Woo! Here it goes. What will I commit to so that I can so I can remove the hindrance? What do I need to commit to? Like I said, for some of us, it's the area of perhaps it's meditation, it's prayer. It is coming from an area where I have to actually schedule more self time. For some of you, it's an area of coaching, counseling, therapy. For some of you, you've been operating, and from the outside, it looks great. Can I be 100% honest with you? You ready for this? I can't get more real in this than this, where I'm going right now. Through the area of the Elevated podcast is a part of actually purpose-filled life coaching, my coaching business. And as we operate from this place and posture of what we're dealing with, right? If you've been following us along, I've had just a ton of guests, amazing guests, and we're going to continue to have guests. But God within began to speak to me about this very thing that I'm sitting with you doing. Listen, I talked to other coaches and shared, a little bit of what I'm doing with you right now. About I have a YouTube coach that I work with that helps me in a different area of that. So I submit to all these things. I have leaders, and you got to be careful too who you talk to. Just want to put that out there, because some people can't handle your vision, right? Some people can't handle what it is, right? And I'll be honest with you, I hit an area where a wave of insecurity just started to hit. Christian, what you talking about? I'm like, man, like, I coach on a one-on-one basis and small groups and different things like that. I love that, getting kneecap to kneecap. And so that's always another person. And it's not just me talking and speaking to somebody for some time. So what I sense in this whole area of this podcast of how it rolls out is not traditional. I haven't seen this done before the way that I'm doing it. So then to think, well, you ain't going to get the likes. You're not going to get the follows. You're going to get this and this. And what if somebody don't like what you got to say? All this stuff started to hit. They were hindrances. until recently. I went to my wife, I went to a YouTube coach, I went to the area of a therapist that I have as well. That's a part of my team. And the encouragement was you need to just go for it and commit to it. It's within your being. It goes beyond following, it goes beyond likes, it goes beyond watch time and hours and different things like that and all that stuff. Monetization, I love it, I grade it, I appreciate it, but it goes beyond that for you to truly operate from who you are. So what's the hindrance? For me, the hindrance was my ego. The hindrance for me had been an area of lack of confidence, or sometimes you can suffer from the imposter syndrome, where it's just an area of, anyway, you know all about those things. So I had to sit with self and say, you know what? Whether it's one view, whether it's 50 or 5,000, if I can encourage one emerging leader that's going to be the next whoever you want to, the next, and then it's not about even just being the next celebrity per se, but the next powerful voice, powerful mountain mover, and you get this and you apply this and you move forward, then it's worth it. So we have to be able to identify those things, look them in the face, and realize what we're committing to. Christian, what did you commit to help remove those hindrances? Well, I am a coach, but I have a coach, right? I do lead in the area of ministry and serve as a minister. I do have I have a pastor, right? I have a therapist, family therapist, that helps to deal with me individually. I have a YouTube. I have a system. I have an inner circle. I have family and people with friends around that can go ahead and grow. I also have had to remove myself from certain situations and certain people, places, and things to realize that it's really time for me to focus on these things. But anyway, you're taking this time to reflect and really identify what that is and what you are going to commit to. Type that, commit to doing, to putting in place so that you can continue to move forward in this. Take your reflection time. So good, so good, so good. By the way, I am super proud of you. You've gone this far in this segment, dealing with that area of the spirituality and just aligning yourself with God, hearing from God, understanding that, taking the time away from hearing other voices and really sitting with God within and really hearing these things, identifying what the hindrances are, making a commitment to move forward from that, writing those things out there. You put them in the comment section, you've spoken them out loud, you're committing to those things. Right now, you're really going to go the deepest and widest that you can even go from this area, because I want you to sit right now in this moment in time and ask yourself, what was the main takeaway that you got from this segment? In other words, what is God speaking to you? Not about what Christian said, what has happened in your quiet time, in your reflection time, that you've paused, you've heard, you've listened, you've soaked, you've written it down, you got that, you got something now to work with pertaining to moving forward. What is God speaking to you about? Come on, somebody, take the time to reflect now. Get that written down, and that's the area of committed. And I want you to write something even on that. Like, I want you to write your own declaration on that. That's the part. That's why I say it out loud. You begin to speak those things as though they are. You begin to write those things down and write the vision. You begin to put it in chat, because that's the area of accountability. That's out there in the area of public. This is what I'm going to commit to do. This is what I'm going to say, so forth and so on. Right. So take the time right now. What is it? And this you may not want to put in the chat. Maybe this is just saying it, writing it down, because some things you can't just release to everybody. So what is it that God is saying to you right now? Take this time right now to get that, receive what God is speaking within to you. Okay. listen, let me tell you, I am so proud of you. You are amazing. And I just want to encourage you. I want to encourage you. I want to tell you that that many people haven't done what you've done today. Period. They just haven't. They haven't taken the time to really hear from God. Look, and you may need to go back and watch this again, or maybe you got distracted halfway through. Look, it's fine. It's no judgment, right? If you got one word, if some things didn't come clear to you, if you're like Christian, I went a little too fast, go back, rewind it. If you feel like you need to go deeper, I'm gonna give you some steps pertaining to that in a few seconds. But right now, what I want you to do is to just celebrate the moment. Christian, what are you celebrating? I'm celebrating that I'm present in His presence, that I've taken the time out today to meet with God within, to hear some things, to allow unfolding to take place and happen, to really be and operate from that place, to identify that. Look, maybe the big takeaway for you was, you know what, man, I didn't realize how money driven I was to make my decisions, that I put my hope and my area in the finances. I've been there. Trust me when I say it's been all about the area. I might have said the things right, but really in my heart and mind, it was how much I can get, or what about this and what about that. There's nothing wrong with the area of finances, but the heart motive, God really weighs that motive. It's really about helping, touching the hearts and mind, really helping people to develop and unfold. And those financial things will come to you. They will be attracted to you. I want to help somebody right there and encourage you as you align yourself, even just making the mindset. Look, watch what happens. Watch what happens since you've made the commitment and make the steps. Make the steps immediately to operate. Find a coach today. Find a therapist today. Find a book that's going to encourage you. Subscribe to this YouTube channel if you haven't already. If you feel like this is aligns with what you need to go ahead and do as far as those next steps. Stay in the flow. It might be an area in time where you're going to continue to pray and process and commit to, look, I'm going to have more time like this, even without your guidance, Christian, and coaching through this area, because I realize I have power within. Believe in yourself. Believe that you can and that you will and that you must, and you have all those things, and that you're not horrible. You're not missing the mark right now. You're at a place of realigning, that you have God within you. How horrible can you be? You have God within you, helping you to operate and flow through these things. So, beloved, you are amazing. You're awesome, wonderfully well, improving. And that this is your day, your season, your time. And don't let anybody take that away from you. Continue to flow, continue to connect, and now commit to operate. For some of you, I declare and decree you're starting that business. For you, you need to go ahead and identify how I'm going to move forward and get that 501c3. Look, we have some connections pertaining to that. Reach out. We'll send you some links and connect you with some people who've helped us on the 501c3 side. Maybe it's an LLC. Same thing. Move forward, deal with that. We have some resources. We can connect you pertaining to that as well. Listen, whatever it is where you're dealing with coaching, all that stuff, I'm going to give you some information. I want you to get what works for you, and so you can move forward. There are people who've been praying for your solutions that you have to their problems and their situations. For some of you, you've been praying for something like this. And again, I almost didn't go in this direction because of these things, but I had to go through the steps that I'm telling you to go through. And here I am. So I'm proud of you. All right. So you said, Christian, you said next steps. Next steps. What are you talking about? Listen, maybe you feel like this segment has awakened you to a higher level and you desire for more coaching. What I want you to do is go ahead and click on the link in the description that leads you to coaching, and someone from our team will get back to you so that you can get on my schedule, okay? Because I want to see you thrive. I want to see you do what God has called for you to go ahead and do, all right? So you continue to move forward. You invest in yourself, so that you can go ahead and reach those who God had called you to go ahead and reach. All right. What else? Or maybe you're watching and you feel like, look, this has been blessing you. And you can go ahead and it doesn't cost you anything to click the subscribe button and to go ahead and move forward pertaining to that and just commit it to the area of this flow as we're moving forward. But maybe you're here and you're like, listen, this would be a blessing to my ministry or my business or organization that I'm connected to. I know that this is what it needs right now. I feel the shift, and the shift is in the earth realm, and people will greatly benefit from this. The college campus would benefit from this. The corporation will benefit from this. Aligning people to really, what would the world look like if people are operating from their inner tugging and passion and turnover for some of you. Matter of fact, some of you may be leading and going to area of your church. Say, look, I need in the church, I need in the business, I need in my organization, the people I'm connected with, to find out if they're operating from their it. Because that turnover, beloved, I promise you, bro, I promise you, like this situation, it will minimize the turnover. People won't be quitting. They'll be, how can I continue to move forward and do greater things? I've been working with an organization pertaining to this very thing, and we're starting to see people bloom like never before. If your organization, your ministry, your business can benefit from one of these sessions virtually or in person, there's also a link that we have for you in the descriptions that will lead you to what we are to our coaching and consulting arm and aspect of it. And again, somebody from the team will be reaching out to you so that you can, again, get on my schedule, or myself or somebody from the team will be able to come out there to you, or we can go ahead and do something virtual. All right. So Elevation Nation, as always, thank you for joining us. And if you were empowered by this conversation, you must stay tuned for what is coming next. Listen, stick around, unfold, develop. You are amazing. All right. And if you didn't catch Kristen Butler talking about comfort zones, you need to go back and watch that. That's what's coming up. That's what you need to go ahead and deal with and do. Then watch this again and continue to stay tuned for all the things that we have coming with you. Listen, I love you, and you are already blessed.